So how do you attract new business so you constantly don't have to chase it? Hi, I'm Mike Cuevas, the Real Estate Marketing Dude, and this podcast is all about building a strong personal brand people have come to know, like, trust, and most importantly, refer. But remember, it is not their job to remember what you do for a living. It's your job to remind them. Let's get started. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. What we're going to do today, folks, we're going to go into some social media marketing, but we're not going to talk about the platforms that are usually on this show, usually around like lead generation on Facebook or YouTube, perhaps. We're going to go on LinkedIn, and it's been a little bit since we've had somebody on the show here that really has talked at and with LinkedIn. And I know there's a lot of questions on there, like what's the difference between Facebook and LinkedIn from organic reach? How do videos play on LinkedIn? How important is your profile and all the above? So if what I do know about LinkedIn, and I'm not going to claim I'm an expert because I'm not on it as frequently as I should be. And I'm going to be taking notes with you guys today. But I do know that when I was selling a lot of houses, and even today, I still get leads and clients from LinkedIn, even though my profile's still there. So I have a lot of, I don't know why I get them from there. It just happens. So I know it's somewhere I need to be. So I'm taking notes with you guys. So what we did is we brought on a LinkedIn expert, and she's going to walk us through the basics, in particular for all of you mortgage investors and real estate agents out there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guest, Donna. Donna, how are you?
I'm doing great today, Mike.
Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about whom you are. I have a list of questions for you, and let's rock and roll.
Sure. My name is Donna Serdula. I wrote the book LinkedIn Profile Optimization for Dummies. I'm also the founder of Vision Board Media and the website LinkedInmakeover.com. I started my business back in 2009. We write LinkedIn profiles for executives and entrepreneurs and professionals from all over the world. In fact, as of today, we've written over 6,000 LinkedIn profiles.
So you know what you're doing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So let's go. I have all kinds of questions for LinkedIn.
Hit me with your best shot.
I want to start first just like on how to use it, practicality in terms of like content posting and creation and all that before we get into the actual profiles. And I get this a lot. I don't know the right answer, but we do video publishing. We create content for people and we post and, we create content for their social media channels and all that. So a lot of times though, people and a lot of agents that at least that we work with aren't on LinkedIn. Some are. But why should they be posting their video content there? What's the algorithm? What's the reach like? And what's the advantage there? And just walk us through, because a lot of people don't know how the algorithm works. Like Facebook algorithm for their business page absolutely sucks. You guys know that's like a 5% reach. So what's the difference here? That's what they want to know.
So with LinkedIn, this is a place for professionals. You're not going to find people who are just on it talking about TV shows or their favorite sports games. This is professional networking. So if you are interested in reaching high net worth individuals, if you're interested in reaching people who are in corporate America, LinkedIn is a fabulous place to do it. We do have company pages on LinkedIn, but I really have to tell you, I think the big juice is still in the personal profile. There are a lot of people on LinkedIn. Most of them are actually accessing it through their mobile app on their phone, not so much on the desktop. They're over 60% are on the phone and scrolling through the LinkedIn feed. Most of them are lurkers. They are voyeurs. They are not actively publishing. And so if you were to be one of those few people who actually get on there and start posting content, posting information, you will be surprised. People do. They want to react. They want to engage. They don't necessarily want to create it themselves. So if you're creating it, it's a pretty low barrier of entry.
And what is like the reach app? And I don't know where I heard this, but like if you publish a video on Facebook, guys, like just on your personal page, the reach is like 15 to 19% of your personal quote unquote friends will see your content on anything you post. So do you know what that is on LinkedIn on the feed or what are the stats on that?
Here, actually, I can get you the exact.
These guys want eyeballs. Here's why eyeballs matter, guys. 10 to 15% of people who see your shit are moving this year. So I want to be on their radar. And 78% of people will close with the first agent they meet with. So you increase those chances by being everywhere all the time. And LinkedIn is just another publishing spot for you.
So if you post once a day, you will most likely reach about 60% of your network,
That's
which is not
great.
bad.
That is amazing. And that's
Now,
organic.
now I'm going in here to make sure that I've got that stat correct. I want to make sure that's it because
That's great. I know it's higher than
Yep,
Facebook,
yep.
but
posting once a day helps you reach 60% of your followers on LinkedIn.
are there any other
So
suggestions other than
now
like
here's
another
the
down step?
now here's the thing. What's the size of your network, right? So how many people are following you? If you're only being followed by 100 people, that's not a great reach. So one of the things I always talk about with LinkedIn is you need to know why you're on it. You need to have a really strong profile that talks about who you are and what you do. But once you have that, once you know why you're on, once you have that strong profile, you got to have a network and you need to be connecting with people. And once you start connecting, that's when you're going to start to see traction. And I have to tell you, Mike, that's the number one issue that I see over and over and over again. People just don't spend the time to expand and grow that network on LinkedIn.
I know one of the reasons I see a lot of people that get turned off with LinkedIn are all the pitch fests on the instant messages and all of that. And there's like I'll get a guy, I'll be like, hey, you want to start a business together? Some guy in like South Africa or something. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like I always get a lot of that. So like, that's just part of the nature of the platform though, isn't it? Or like, what do you say on that? And
it has peaked. I've noticed, especially with invites, inbound invitations to join a person's network. There are a lot of people saying, "Hey, you need some you need more leads. I got leads here for you."
yeah,
And that is a pain. But I've got to tell you this: yes, there's some vultures on LinkedIn. Yes, you're going to get pitched, but at the same time, there is a beautiful, wonderful audience who is scrolling through their LinkedIn feed. They want to network in their pajamas. They want to see what's going on in their industry. They want to connect with like-minded folks, and they want to learn more about you. And that LinkedIn profile has so much more information than any of the other bios and profiles that the other social networks have. This is a place where you can see not only who is in your network, how are they connected to you, how many mutual connections you may have, but you can also go on and see their career trajectory, where they've worked, who they've worked with. It's really an amazing bird's eye view of a professional.
can't you also export your connections? I'm logging into my LinkedIn account right now. Because I'm going to ask them questions about this stuff. I told you guys I'm taking notes. And I wanted to know, can't you export your entire database? Like you can export your emails, I believe.
Not anymore.
Oh, they just pulled it. Damn
they
it.
pulled it. Actually, they pulled it probably.
When did that happen?
It was with that whole, oh goodness, what is it? The GD.
When Facebook did it?
No, well, it was like, what is that? The European law that went into effect a few years back.
It's all bullshit.
You know what I'm talking. It was like the GDR. I can't remember. But they took that away from us. But here's the thing: you can download your list, but you're only going to be getting their names, and they have to opt in to give you their email address. No one does that, so you're not going to be able to pull it.
So back in the day, we used to be able to pull like Facebook, your whole email address was there. Like you just get all your friends. It was so easy. It's the best list you could grab, especially for real estate agents. And then they kiboshed that. So that's why I was asking guys to see if we get you a little win there.
They kiboshed it too here.
Well, so it's I'm going to tell you how many connection requests I have and all this. Like I haven't been in here in a while, but here's my question. Content creation wise, what type of content? You mentioned it's professional in nature. And obviously, I think, we know that. What type of content would a real estate agent or mortgage broker be creating? Does it have to be professional, or can it be a little bit of personable? Like, what would you think an agent should post in here?
I think you can get a little bit more personal than what was happening a few years back with LinkedIn. I really am seeing this big shift. There are these CEOs and executives who are now posting pictures of their kids, showing off their diploma or, getting that Eagle Scout badge. So you can, show a little bit more of your human side, your family side. I'm not going to suggest that you go too crazy here. Once every now and then, to really show that you're a family person, that you're proud of someone
Yeah.
in your family. Absolutely a perfect thing to do. And those posts really explode. I think people are hungry for that human connection.
Always.
So,
Like
so
the
absolutely. Mhm.
because the professional content on Facebook for real estate agents sucks. Like no one wants to like go on Facebook and see how to buy a house. You want to go on Facebook and look at someone's kids' pictures, but LinkedIn, it's the human side. Let's go over into this profile, and I want you to walk me through it because profiles for your LinkedIn pages are very searchable, aren't they, guys? Or aren't they?
They are. So typically a person may be doing, maybe they met you, at an event or out and about. You handed them your business card or you shook their hand, and they, they want to learn a little bit more about you before they, move forward. And so if they put your name into the Google search engine, for a lot of people, the LinkedIn profile is one of the first pertinent results that come up in Google.
Right.
Or maybe they go straight into LinkedIn and put your information there to see who you are. And that LinkedIn profile conveys so much information. I mean, you've got a lot of imagery now, but you can write an about section that really talks about, why are you doing this? Why are you in real estate? How do you help others?
Mhm.
What do you represent? People want to know, what do you stand for? And then you can go, just scroll through and you see the experiences. You can really show your trajectory that you didn't just get into real estate within the last, 3 months, that you've been in it for years, or maybe you can show that you have quite a bit of knowledge of their industry because you had pivoted out of it.
Yep. I have I have a lot of people on my profile. I remember what's the importance of this headline? Let's go through it. Like, let's go through a profile and how to have it done the right way, because I'm guessing that, like, I haven't looked at a bunch of real estate agents on here, but I'm guessing they all say real estate agent, best number one. Like, it's always like a number one thing, I'm guessing. Tell me, what should a headline do? You have your name, but then there's like a headline underneath it.
Right. So the headline is right underneath your name, and everyone thinks that it's just located here on the top of your LinkedIn profile, but this headline actually travels all over LinkedIn with you. So when you're posting, if you're recommending someone, if you're messaging a person, all of these places, if you're inviting someone to connect with you on LinkedIn, that headline travels and it's right there. People can see your picture, they can see your name, and they can see that tagline, that headline. And so it really should give a good sense of who you are, what you do, how you help. And Mike, if you can infuse your keywords into this headline, you will find that you're going to pop up higher and more often in the search results when someone is searching those keywords.
So if I'm say San Diego real estate agent, I should have that in there, but that would be too boring. I'd probably want to do, like, the copywriting's coming out of me, and I'm probably going to do like San Diego real estate agent that helps you buy houses in their sandals.
Oh my goodness. Have you used my LinkedIn headline generator? That's perfect. Have you used my app? That works. Yeah. So it's fine to use. You can actually do a string of keywords, and you can use a separator, an emoji, or like a pipe, or even just a Unicode symbol to act as a separator. And then at the very,
So
and then
that's
at the very
searchable.
end,
That's a big tip. Go through that again, because that's a really big tip. So, like, because you could keyword stuff your headline, is what you're saying.
yeah, you could. But here's the thing. And we do want we want to put our keywords in there. We don't want to have, like, 20 keywords. They wouldn't fit. You
Sure.
have 120 characters to play with. But it's fine. Within the LinkedIn realm, you will see, real estate marketing, San Diego area, residential properties, and corporate development, and you can have them separated, and it looks fine. It looks great. It's got that punch of the optimization that we need. You can even end it with a little benefit statement helping you find the home of your dreams, or something to that extent. I don't like to start off with that benefit statement too soon in the headline, only because, as you already said, there's a lot of salespeople, a lot of sales vultures out there, and they tend to start with that benefit statement, and people immediately will mark you off. Oh, he's only on here for selling. So I like to put just, how a person would know you, who you are, how you help, but make that how you help, that benefit statement, put it towards
Sure.
the end of the headline.
How about in the about? So you got headline, then you got the about section comes through, and a lot of people like, here's a typical real estate agent or mortgage broker, even here's their typical about bio. All right, now you guys, everyone listening is gonna like go to their page and be like, oh shit, that's what mine says. I've been in the business for 25 years. I have a family. I'm a family man, and I really care about my clients. Service comes first to me because it's why I'm in this business. The thought of just giving keys to their next house just really makes me so happy. It's the same thing over and over again, and it feels and looks fake.
Yeah.
Like, what is the difference between, I mean, what should it, I'm always just like, be personable. Like, that's my whole thing. So I may be biased. I'm like, be you. No one can, and do it in a way that no one else is. So
Yeah,
like,
I would say, write it in first person. Now, what your example was in first person, a lot of times we'll see, 30-year professional with upwardly mobile dynamic experiences. And it's like, oh God, that's just
and I answer
boring.
my phone. It's like, you're supposed to answer your phone. Like, you don't need to tell me you answer your phone. The fact that you have to tell me you answer your phone means that you probably don't answer your phone.
but you want to write it in first person. Absolutely important. The other thing is you really want to think about, why you're on LinkedIn. Who is your target audience? What do they need to know about you? What's going to really make the difference? Is it that you have, 15 years of experience? Is it that you answer the phone? Is it that you care? And, maybe in that situation, that'll resonate. It might seem horrible because so many people do it, but maybe they're doing it because it is right. But at the same time, I do think if you can really showcase your human warmth, your authenticity, if you could put a joke in there, if you can make a person smile, if you could just say something that really hits them in the heart, I think you're going to find that it wakes them up, because so many of these profiles don't have that sparkle, that glimmer of, hey, I'm human, I'm real, and I want to help you.
Yeah. So you guys, like, be you in those profiles. Is it okay to like be personable? You're saying?
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. We want to stand out, right? And how do you stand out when the masses are copying and pasting a boring, out of date resume into those fields?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So, and I think that's probably how a lot of people would approach this LinkedIn. If they're approaching it as a resume, as opposed to like a social business resume. It's not like, here's my professionals, here's how it is working with me versus what it is. Is that a good statement?
I like the why. I'm one of those people that, read The Power of Why and thought it was, the best thing since sliced bread. So I do feel that there's an importance of having, why are you doing this? But I also think how you help, what they can get out of it. How can you relieve any pain points or issues that, they may be facing, or confusion? How can you show that you're on LinkedIn not to just sell, but you're on LinkedIn because you want to help, you want to add value, you want to educate, you want to inspire.
Yep.
Like, that's what's going to get people to take notice. It's not that person who's like, hey, I got a house. You want to buy it?
Well, it shouldn't be
or
like,
you want me to
list
your house?
So you guys shouldn't be posting, you guys shouldn't be posting just listed, just sold post anywhere. But you probably shouldn't be posting them on LinkedIn either. There's a lot of other profiles, like, once you have your profile managed, like, what else do I do to enhance it? Because I used to blog on my profile back in the day. I used to write all my posts. I used to multi-purpose them there, and I should have continued to do that, but I just got lazy like everybody else. And what else can we be doing on our profiles? Like, what other areas? Headline.
Well, an area that you don't have, which I think would be fabulous for you, is the featured section.
Tell me more.
So the featured section, it's right underneath the about, and it's a carousel of images. But you can upload an image, you can upload a video, you can link to your website, and it will pull a thumbnail in. If you look at my profile, you'll see what it can look like.
Oh, snap. This is like a whole nother new thing here. This wasn't here when last time I was on LinkedIn. So this is like all you can post your lead magnets, your content, articles, media, maybe pictures of the team. Yeah, that's so this is like the personable. This is the social side here.
It is. I mean, and the other thing is, if you're posting on LinkedIn with any regularity, you can actually come in here and post, make one of your posts sticky. So if you have one that you want people to see, you can, just stick it right there. So this is, it's a great way. It's just added imagery, added multimedia. It's really taking your LinkedIn profile and saying, look, it's not just a resume, guys. It's not just your career trajectory. This is truly a portfolio of
Yeah.
who you are and what you do.
Yep. Pretty cool. I'm going to probably mess around with mine, today, no doubt when I get back in here, but, headline, story. This is pretty cool about, so I don't know why, walk me through though, just posting, because if I was just on Facebook or just on IG and I just make a post, it's like a post and dump. You just make a post, you never come back to the platform. Is there an engagement factor here? Because you get penalized if you're not social on social media. Is that the same way for in LinkedIn, or does that, what's good practice? Like walk me through how I
Yeah.
start doing this, like coach me on doing this consistently. Cause I want to start posting on LinkedIn and I create lots of content and I just don't post it there. So
All right.
treat me
So
like
here's
walk me
okay.
through it.
So let's start really basic. And that is, at one time, LinkedIn, it was all about quantity. It's now about quality. So they don't want you posting 5 times a day. In fact, if you post 5 times a day, they're going to start dinging all those 4 other posts and they won't get as much traction. So what we're finding is you need to have at least 24 hours between posts. So once a day or, 3 times a week is more than enough. I mean, you could start to, see, hey, let me see how much further I can go, how much more I can post. But, what I've found is it's actually better to have really good quality and not as much quantity with the LinkedIn posting. Once you go into post, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have hashtags and you've actually done some hashtag research before you even start posting. Find those, 5 or 10 hashtags that most likely your target audience is following. Because what LinkedIn wants is they want that LinkedIn feed to be people talking about the things you care about. Now, when they say people that's your first degree connections. But Mike, if you really want to make sure that people are looking at your content and seeing your content and they're being served your content, you want to be engaging with them. So it's not enough for you to just go there and post and post and post. You want to post, but you also want to go in and you want to engage on other people's posts. Yep. Having that engagement, what you'll find is when people start to engage with your posts, they're going to keep engaging because LinkedIn sees that relationship and they're going to be serving your content to them specifically. Okay. To get back to the hashtag situation, the hashtags really tell LinkedIn this is what the content's about. And these other people in his network or even outside of his network have said they are interested in real estate development and, property or, whatever it might be. And so by using those hashtags, you're going to help that content collide with people who care about it. The other part here is with hashtags, you really want to think in terms of how many people are following these hashtags. I remember once I had first said, oh, I'm doing marketing tips. I'll do hashtag marketing tips. There were like 4,000 followers. But if you just do hashtag marketing, it's like 4 million followers. So do a little bit of research to see how many followers are on LinkedIn following those hashtags and use the ones that have more followers.
Where do you do all the hashtag research at?
The very top. Yeah, at the very top, it says search. Just type in hashtag and then type in like real estate development. And you want to, you will see LinkedIn. Once you do that hashtag and you start to type it in, LinkedIn will say, oh, here's a whole bunch of options. And you want to just click real estate brokers. How many followers are on that hashtag? 338, not the greatest.
And I would guess that most people, when they post, are not using the hashtag, feature, right?
It's either one or the other, which is one, they're not using it at all, and then they're scratching their head and wondering why they're not, getting any type of engagement, or they're using like 20 hashtags, and LinkedIn does not like that. And so, the more hashtags, not the better. This is not Instagram.
Got it.
Um,
5 to 10 is what you've seen, and then what do you like to see in
three is actually what LinkedIn has been saying.
3 is about what I remember. If it was when I posted,
I've been hearing whispers that you can go a little higher than that. You can go like 5, but
I mean, everything you're saying here is like the opposite of everything else everyone's been told up until now. Like, no, you don't need to post every day. 3 times a week is good. Just post just 3 times a week, not every day, not 3 times a day, 3 times a week, not 35 hashtags, 3. So everything seems a little bit simpler here so far.
It's a lot simpler. So okay, let's say you create this awesome post. You put in these 3 great, broad but yet focused hashtags. Maybe you even want to tag a couple people, because tagging people draws their eyes, it notifies them, and it kind of kickstarts the conversation. Only don't go crazy tagging a slew of people. When I say tag, what I'm talking about is you hit the @ sign and then you start to type a person's name, and LinkedIn will then give you a drop list of the people who match that name within your network, and you click, and suddenly their name is like tagged within your post. It's a great way of starting the engagement. You don't want to over tag people. You want to make sure you're tagging people who will actually come and engage on your post, because if you tag someone and they don't do anything, that's a ding against your post, and LinkedIn will stop serving it up.
So you can't tag Gary V, guys. You can't go out and tag like your celebrity, like whoever. You can't go out and tag Michael Jordan.
It's not a good thing. But let's say, so you tag it, you put in the hashtags. You may even want to consider asking a question, like really trying to get engagement. I find that the posts that I do that really just go sky high in terms of views are the ones where I'm really trying to engage my audience, and I'm asking them to do something. And that's why you see a lot of those stupid posts that say like, hit the like if, it's a yes, or hit the, a reaction to sort of vote. It's just a way of getting a post to go crazy because people are engaging with it. But let's say you hit post. Okay. You've crafted something that's fabulous. The LinkedIn algorithm is going to do a really quick parse of that post. And it's going to go, is this good content or is this bad content? If it's bad content, it immediately gets flushed down the toilet and nothing's going to happen. But more often than not, LinkedIn is going to go, yeah, this looks good. We're going to say it's good content. LinkedIn does not just show it to everybody in your network. They actually, they queue it up for just a small group of people. And they watch to see how does that small pool of people react. And if they like and they comment and they share, you're going to then see your post start to climb and do better, because more people are going to start seeing it. And so that's sort of like the wave of popularity the post will travel. And that's why I'm saying you don't have to post, 10 times a day, because you want that one post to start to gain traction. Because if you interrupt it, that original post will just, go away. So you want to let it gain some traction. Now, at one time, Mike, there was the magic hour. You need like 30 people to like your post within that first hour. Otherwise, the post was done. LinkedIn changed their algorithm a few weeks back, and it's not the same. You don't need to have people jumping on a post immediately. So those pods that you probably heard about, it's still important, but not to the same extent.
Interesting. And what if you're publishing content, articles, documents? Does that have any preference to the posts?
LinkedIn likes their LinkedIn feed to be sticky. They don't want people traveling out. They don't want, like, if you post an article to the New York Times, that makes LinkedIn unhappy. They want you to stay. And so that's why you'll see people say link in first comment.
Right.
And then they'll edit that
like
post.
Facebook.
Yeah. So they want to keep people here on LinkedIn. So photos tend to do well. Videos that you upload directly and not linked to from YouTube tend to do
Yep.
better. Um,
Same as on the other platforms. Very similar. Do they still have the feature for those that are actually writing content, like that you could actually still blog on LinkedIn? Do they still? I think it was called
yeah.
Pulse back in the day. And does that have
Oh
any
God.
have any prevalence? Is there, like, if you write, is there a content creation section that just for LinkedIn that you could contribute to?
There is. So you can post. It's no longer called Pulse. Oh, that makes me feel so nostalgic hearing
Yeah, that was
Pulse.
about with the time when I was posting. Like, it was probably when I was still in Chicago. It was probably 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Pulse was awesome. They don't have that anymore. So what they do have is, yes, you can write articles. It's called the LinkedIn publishing platform. Those articles are resident on your profile. You have to kind of click to get to it, but
Mhm.
that's where they stay. Um, I got to tell you, at one time, you'd write an article on LinkedIn, and you'd post it out there, and people would just start coming and reading it, and you'd get tons of activity and content, and comments, and because LinkedIn would actually notify your network, hey, Mike just wrote an article, just published an article, and it was fabulous. They don't do that as much anymore.
Hmm.
So I find that it's a great place to have your blog if you don't have a website. It is a good place to really prove your credibility, showcase your thought leadership. And it's good for more evergreen material
Yeah.
that you can keep posting and reminding people it's there. But I'm not seeing any huge numbers associated with those articles like I used to. So LinkedIn is always constantly tweaking their algorithm. That may change in a week or an hour or 2 years from now. But at this moment, right this very second, I would definitely suggest people write some articles on LinkedIn, but I wouldn't be spending so many hours ignoring other platforms or, other outlets, because to be perfectly honest, it doesn't perform as well like it used to.
Good advice. Here's my summary, and then I want to give the floor to you. I think that here's what I got. Here's the notes I wrote down. LinkedIn, just like everything else, you got to be consistent, just not as consistent, but try to make it post 3 times a week, maybe 5. That's about most you need. Make sure you add hashtags to each post you do to around the number of 3. Do your research. And then just keep staying consistent, and you have to engage too, just like you guys would do on IG. If you're on Instagram, you have to engage, you get engagement back. So be consistent. So think of all of your different real estate things you're doing per month and just start applying them to LinkedIn and engage back. I mean, did I miss anything? But you have to have an optimized profile to begin with. And I think you have something for everybody, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. Visit my website, linkedin-makeover.com. Head over to the free resources section, and I've got my LinkedIn headline generator. This is an online tool. It's free. You go in there, you can just choose a few words, a few adjectives, a few suffixes, put in your keywords, and it's going to spit out a beautiful, optimized, really attractive headline that you can copy and paste immediately into LinkedIn. And with a really good optimized LinkedIn headline, you're going to find you're not only are you turning up more often in search, but you're getting more hits to your profile. And with more hits comes more opportunity.
Yep, absolutely. Anything else that I missed that you want anyone to know about?
I will say that, at one time, LinkedIn was a very passive network. You could have a lot of success on LinkedIn with just an optimized profile. As long as your profile had the right keywords, it told a good story, it really got people interested, you could lean back and actually, have a pretty good amount of success. People find you, people contacting you. And there is some truth to that still to this day. But with LinkedIn, you want to keep updating your profile, because LinkedIn is not going to be serving up a profile that is absolutely out of date, in the search, because they want to be serving up fresh, good, profiles. So, even if you're not posting all that often, and honestly, once a week is good enough too. Just be a little active. Just enough is better than not at all. And as long as you keep your profile up to date, I think you may be really, really surprised at the types of opportunity that you're going to collide with on LinkedIn.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise on the topic. Why don't you let everybody know where they can find you and take it from here, and I'll get this wrapped up.
Sure, Mike. So guys, if it's hard to write about yourself, and I think it is for almost everyone out there, no one wants to write about themselves. Give us a call. You can or visit our website, linkedinmakeover.com. I have a team of people, over 20 actual writers and coaches, and we help people from all over the world, create really strong career branding and social media profiles, specifically that hard to write LinkedIn profile. We can help you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, give her a ring, folks. There's her contact info, and you have a LinkedIn generator tool. So that's
the LinkedIn headline generator.
We could get that on your website too. Yeah.
Yeah. Just click under the free resources and you'll see it. I even have a text formatter. So if you want to really make your profile pop, you can, or even your post for that matter. And LinkedIn does not allow any type of formatting. There's no bold, there's no italics, but with this app that I have, you can actually use Unicode to create like a faux text that looks bolded or italicized. Yeah, so that's also there in the free resources section.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you, folks, for listening to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. Folks, if you need any help with your content creation, come visit us at our website, realestatemarketingdude.com. We script, edit, and distribute your video content and build your strategy, handle your scripts. All I need from you is 1 to 2 hours a month. If you can't do that, you're never going to get on video. I promise you, it's never been easier. And we do everything else. So you don't need more leads. You need more dudes. Visit realestatemarketingdude.com, realestatemarketingdude.com. Thanks for listening. Follow us on the channel here. Leave us some reviews. We appreciate all of those, and connect with us on social. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, go there if you like the content you saw here today, because we're about to do some cool shit out there. And also connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of social profiles. Thank you very much for listening to another episode. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. If you need help with video or finding out what your brand is, visit our website at www.realestatemarketingdude.com. We make branding and video content creation simple and do everything for you. So if you have any additional questions, visit the site, download the training, and then schedule time to speak with a dude and get you rolling in your local marketplace. Thanks for watching another episode of the podcast. We'll see you next time.